Howdy, folks. Just here again. Kind of just going through troubleshooting on the old Powerstroke here. 2003, technically an August '02 build date. Been having a bunch of oil type related codes, and I should have saved them. I just cleared them. So basically, to recap what I've done real quick, I have done exhaust back pressure sensor, exhaust back pressure tube, ICP sensor, IPR, several of them, injectors, injector cups, and specify the injectors, new Alliant 160cc single shots, new tunes. Trying to think. I mean, not that it's oil related, but coolant flush while I did all that. So pretty new glow plugs. A ton of stuff, right? And so, anyways, have been having, even after I threw in the new injectors, was having issues still because I thought I probably had a bad injector cup and was getting potentially some issues there, a bad injector, but they all buzz tested fine, all that. So now I've got my manual gauge hooked up, I should say analog pressure gauge. So I'm reading, as you can see, at idle, I don't know, somewhere around 600 to 700, and that basically probably confirms with my pressure here. It's kind of hard to read this gauge at the angle I'm at on the windshield, but it looks about the same. So hovering around that 600 mark, and that's what this is, hovering about 550. So I would say that those are pretty in sync. So I'm about to go drive it, letting it warm up here a minute. This is the first time I haven't had a check engine light in 9 months because I let this thing sit for a while. I was busy. And so cleared everything, no check engine light, cleared all the codes out of it just a second ago, and so far so good. So I'm about to go drive it here, and I'll just pull out, and I'll cut the video short so it's not too long, but just kind of want to see what initially these pressures start to look like as I start to move, obviously. So let's just kind of back up here and not hit anything on the way out. Look at that Tundra riding dirty. Whew. Heavy trailer for that little thing. Alright, so I'm probably about just over 1,000, 1,200, and this is showing about that there. So not that you guys can read that gauge from the camera, but not that I can read it great either from this angle, but we're gonna take it out real quick here, see how she goes. But right now I am encouraged, very encouraged. So anyway, so kind of as I'm driving here, a recap of what I did with the first thing I tried to replace was an IPR. So what I bought was an IPR from GBR Manufacturing. They're a company in California. They manufacture them, I should say, right in California somewhere. So the US made product. So you kind of have high hopes for that. So the first one out of the box, gosh, what happened with it? It just did not, I was not getting any readings. So I think it was just bad out of the box. So I warranty defected it out. The second one, the threads were bad on it, so I defected it out. And the third one was the one that was just up in here until I rigged up this apparatus and swapped in a Motorcraft one. And so that being the third GBR CarQuest IPR, didn't seem to, didn't solve any of the issues. So I'm like, okay, it's not the IPR, because the IPR was getting good pressure readings, this, that, and the other. And so then I'm like, well, talked to a bunch of folks, and yeah, so long story short, I don't know. I mean, the truck was at 290,000 miles, or is at 290. I was like, well, injectors can't have much life in them. But they buzz test fine, nothing, no issues, but let's just go through injectors. So I pull out the injectors, or get new injectors. Oh, new valve cover harnesses, and new valve covers, gaskets. So did all that. I did have a valve cover gasket. There was a dormant in there from several years ago when I did glow plugs, and the entire thing was all the wiring, and it was cracked, all the insulation. I never seen anything like it. So junk. I don't think that was an issue, but anyway, swapped all that, swapped the injectors, did all that, and then went for a test drive. No solved problem. All right, still the same issues. Hard long starts when it's hot, hard starts in general. And so then I'm like, okay, well, what next? So I'm like, okay, it's either the HPOP or an IPR. So ordered up a Motorcraft IPR, and here we are today. So far, I'm really encouraged that maybe I had a really bad string of luck with IPRs from GBR manufacturing. I'm not going to say anything really necessarily bad about them, but holy hell. So that's where we're at right now. So I'm going to give this thing just a quick here, maybe 3 mile, no, probably about a 6 mile drive, and see if I get any other issues. Oil temp's getting up to full operating temp. So here in a minute, I'm going to, open it up a little bit with the new tunes and see how it runs in the new bigger injectors. I'm not hearing any issues. I'll get out and check for leaks in a little bit too. Surrounding the, just the IPR, anything I've touched under there, oil related. Just make sure I don't have anything there. But right now, like I said, this is encouraging. My ICP pressure, and then from between the my oil pressure there, it seems to be pretty much in line with what my gauge is reading electronically. So I think that's a good thing. I'll be quiet here and just... I'm kind of hearing some interesting noises, but it might be this thing rattling on my windshield. So this is a good look. Lovely rain. I'm gonna get out here, pull over, and check under the hood.